everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out Unravel by Otto. Alright, so you guys know I've already checked out this performance by Otto. However, I have a friend that knows almost nothing about Otto. And so we're gonna try to take this opportunity to see how you like her, to see if you enjoy her. You said before we started filming, you said you didn't really know anything about her, and no. From my understanding, and you guys are free to correct me, but she kind of started off as kind of like an internet singer essentially. So she would just put out covers and
like Justin Bieber.
I guess that's how he started, sure. So I think Bocchi the Rock, which is not even a real person, but I guess she just eventually just, gained momentum and just blew up into who she is now. So she's done like a ton of covers. She practically puts out music videos like every day almost. So she's just a hell of a worker. So, but she also has, now in terms of what my actual experience is with Otto, I feel like she's a bit of a chameleon when it comes to her vocal range. Like her voice just kind of fits anything. So she's that kind of singer. Massive range. She is one of these performers in which you don't get to see what she looks like or anything like that. So it's one of those things.
Oh. Okay.
We're off to a good start. So, but no, we'll let the music speak for itself.
Yeah.
Any questions or any kind of expectations of her?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, because I am a pretty huge K-pop fan, I don't feel like the worlds are so distinctly different from each other.
Right.
Though I know J-pop does have a distinct sound from K-pop. I'm not saying that they're I mean, in terms of production value and kind of uniqueness, how I feel like Asian artists are just doing pop music differently than American ones, and usually much more in a more interesting, experimental, and unique way. So I expect this to be interesting, if nothing else, even if I don't like it. I imagine I'm at least going to be intrigued.
Okay, and I completely forgot, guys. I forgot to introduce you guys my friend Mal. She's like my best friend, and she's been kind of guiding me in some other videos whenever we go into K-pop. So we're going to kind of do the same for her and kind of show her through the world of J-pop. And so we're going to be checking out a song called Unravel, which actually is originally done by an artist named TK, and that song came from the anime. It was on the anime Tokyo Ghoul, which I think Mal has seen and hated, but that was like a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
So I already kind of gave her the questions like, do you remember anything from it? And she says no.
If it was the intro song, I typically skip the intro anyway, so I probably never even sat through it.
Right. So this should be a bit of a different experience anyway. So,
absolutely.
But okay, we're going to go in and we're going to go ahead and jump in, guys. But before we do, feel free to check out my memberships. They're only $1, and you get access to videos like these and also anime reactions as well. It would also be interesting to know how far into her set she is, because a lot of her songs are very powerful. So she may have had a lot of songs before this.
Right. Okay, she's got some chops.
Yeah. Yeah, she can get real raspy and gnarly.
There was like a almost like a guttural sound to.
It's kind of a signature move she has, I would feel.
I fuck with it. Oh, she's a screamer! Oh, fuck yes, I will. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Props to her band, because this sounds pristine. Oh wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, her range is absolutely insane. She can do pretty much anything.
Yeah. Can I also just comment on the fact that there's light sticks in that audience? I didn't know they did light sticks there too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of different per the artists or whatever, what sort of stuff they have. It's
Same
not,
in K-pop.
it's not, yeah, okay. I think most of the examples we've seen in K-pop have been, different types of aesthetics in terms of lights. And that was a little bit different for me too, actually, the way those looked, because those were like globy looking things, right? I don't even remember seeing that when the first time I reacted to this video. But anyway, thoughts?
Okay, so yeah, like holy shit, like it's really unique, I feel, when you have a female vocalist who first of all can do dirty vocals to start with, but then the way that she kind of effortlessly went back and forth between like pristine clean vocals with the dirty vocals, like the shift was flawless.
Yeah.
And she has this really anguished way of singing, which is probably like one of my favorite things with a vocal, male or female. I love when you can hear the pain and anguish in their vocals, because not everyone can do it to that degree. Like I said, it was guttural, it was visceral, it was like coming from within. Like, I can't imagine that she doesn't walk away from these shows singing like that completely exhausted, because she is like, her entire body is in that.
Yeah.
And that is beautiful.
Yeah, there have been times where I would react to like a live video and there'll be someone in the comments that said, yeah, this was like the 16th song in her set, and it'd be something of like this.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, she has incredible vocal control. She's using a lot of like chest, head voice, and then her guttural screams and everything. And and just like, and yeah, like the way she like crescendos into it with those guttural sounds, it's kind of like a staple she has in a lot of stuff that she does. Sometimes she just leans towards like pretty stuff, but other times she will go into that and you kind of expect that, like just a real quick thing, even if it's just a little callback. So it's kind of part of what her sound is, and definitely as of late she's been doing like not only like collabs but also just different genres of things, and you just see like just how well her voice just happens to fit with everything.
Yeah.
So she's that kind of singer.
For sure. I am very impressed with that vocal. And I also think it's kind of, because initially when you're like, you don't see your face, I'm like, oh, that's so boring. But like, I don't know that you really need to. Like, because Homegirl was serving, right? Like, she was in that box doing a lot of shit without showing her face.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't boring.
Yeah.
I expect to be like, are we done? Like, can we? But no, like, I mean, she commands your attention without even having to show her face, which I think is really impressive. And I also think like the light show was great that they had going on, and her band is amazing. But man, those are probably some of the best vocals I've heard in years. Like, and again, when girls can scream, it just gets me so excited. And she just did it so well. It sounded so good. Like, it didn't sound forced. It just sounded like it came from within.
Yeah. It sounds very emotional.
Yes.
It sounds real.
And it's not even her song, you said.
No.
So for her to be able to sing a song that's not hers and pack that much of an emotional punch into the vocals, like.
Okay, so we kind of started to do a rating system, starting with the last K-pop video we did. Maybe we can kind of bring that over here now that I have a person to talk to, and I'm just not talking to a screen in a camera. So out of 10, how do you feel this performance was?
So I'm gonna say, I think with J-pop, because it's not my native language, I am going to, and I don't mean like, I just mean because I'm such a K-pop girly.
Right.
I'm probably going to be a little bit more like tough on my rating.
Okay.
And that being said, this is like an 8.5.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Which is really good.
Yeah. Because this is like more my world nowadays, and like I got a pretty decent grip on like what Otto has to offer, and I've listened to a number of things in terms of her performances and like how she sounds here. I think I'm gonna have to go with like a 9.5. 9.5. So like almost perfect score for me, because it's just an amazing performance. It's an amazing song too, and we were just talking about it. We're gonna go ahead and probably do a TK reaction as well, guys. So stay tuned for that, because we do need to see where the song came from too, and it might be worth seeing. And then we can maybe draw a comparison when we do that. So 8.5? 8.5.
The only reason why I wouldn't go like a little bit higher is I felt the vocals at the beginning were a little weak.
She was like a little not whispery, but just it wasn't quite coming through.
It was a little shaky.
A little bit.
And but now that you say that though, like again, if this is the level that she's singing out through an entire 2-hour show,
probably
I'm okay with shaky vocals at the beginning. Like girl, like you were putting your heart and soul and blood and sweat and tears into that. Like that's fine.
Yeah, this could have been like 15 songs into a very long set.
Yeah.
And,
so no judgment, but it was a little bit of a rough start.
A little bit. It's reality.
Yeah.
You know? I assume she's human.
Live singer. Adele is gonna have.
Yeah.
Mariah. I mean, anyway.
But okay, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. We definitely enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the video again. But anyway, let us know what you guys want us to check out next. And let us know what you want Mal to check out, because she's pretty much like a blank slate, guys. So you can pretty much throw anything at us, and she may not have heard it. So, but anyway, that's it from us, and we will see you next time.